one experience that was really unique was that I got to learn a lot more about Maori culture, and that's like the indigenous people of New Zealand. I ended up taking a Maori culture class. I did find it really interesting learning about like the colonial history, because that has happened in so many countries. These people had their entire own worldview and way of life. The way that they conceive time is completely different from the Western model. Basically, if I'm getting this right, the idea is that like you're walking backwards into the future by having an awareness of the past. So these are things that are like, from a Western point of view, you're like, whoa, this is not something I'm used to. I think it's so important to understand that aspect of New Zealand culture, because it is like the original New Zealand culture. And then British people came in and did what they do everywhere. And so I think it's really important to know those histories and understand how like the clash of two cultures end up making like the culture of New Zealand today. The thing that was most difficult to adjust to for me was the like academic learning model was really different at the school I was at. It's a much bigger public school, and the classes were like huge lectures. I think my biggest class was like 500 or so students. Overall, I felt that there was less engagement between the professors and the students. That was hard for me because I love like the small seminar classes at Oxy, how you actually talk, and it's very interactive. I definitely think it was like a growing experience for me. I did end up really feeling a lot more independent at the end of the experience, because I never lived by myself, like not in a dorm. So I was living in a flat with these flatmates from around the world, and I would walk to the grocery store, get my groceries, cook. Sometimes I would travel by myself, and even just like meeting new people and then planning like, okay, we're gonna rent a car and do this, like all of that was a little bit outside my comfort zone, and I really am grateful for that experience. The time that I felt happiest when I was abroad was actually traveling by myself to Milford Sound, and Milford Sound is considered like one of the must-see places in New Zealand. And so I was faced with this dilemma, like, should I try and find people to go with, or should I just go and do it on this weekend I have free? I ended up deciding to go by myself, and I think that's what made the experience so amazing in a way. So I had to take all these different buses to get there. Actually, the first day that I was planning on going, I missed my bus because I was on the wrong side of the street to get the bus, and it just went right by me and I didn't know. So this was all like so different for me. Then the next day I finally did get the bus. I listened to music the whole time on the bus. It was really interesting being in a hostel by myself for sure. I ended up meeting these two French girls, and my mom is Belgian, so I would try and like have a little conversation with them in French. They also spoke English. We stopped at this beautiful turquoise waterfall. We stopped at a river where they said that the water is like absolutely pure and clean to drink. I just like didn't have a cup or anything, and I put my hands and drank the water. Completely unlike any landscape I'd ever seen before. And we saw seals. The grand size of everything really made me feel something different. I would definitely recommend just going out and doing something, even if you don't have people who can do it at the same time as you.